Previously on the Rod Pedersen Show.
I don't know another storyline coming out of week 3 in the CFL besides Nathan Rourke, and nothing even really hits me.
I know.
I mean, it's big enough, it's great, but now he's going to the NFL. I saw Farhan Lalji. I'm sorry to laugh, but it's laughable. Farhan, the TSN, good friend of ours, but the TSN bureau chief for Vancouver going, enjoy him now. Okay, he's 2-0, guys. Come on, just settle down.
I know. I said that in week 1. I said, he's a great story. I said, he's not going to win MOP or anything in year 2, but he's a great story. And then you see this happen in week 2, and he throws for almost 500 yards, 460 or 480 something. And the touchdowns, it leads him to a big victory. I'm like, this guy could win MOP. But again, it's just 2 weeks. You know, we talk about breaking the season in the league into thirds, right? Every 6 games. So we'll see what happens when we get to that first third of the season, if he's still on this pace, still doing well. But one thing that goes unnoticed is, maybe you haven't played the creme de la creme of the Canadian Football League, but your defense has played pretty well too. We don't talk about that, just holding them to 3 points. I mean, Toronto's not Calgary or Winnipeg, or even Saskatchewan, but that's a pretty good job by that BC defense.
Look, we're long-time CFL people, so I get it. The football guys are saying, pump the brakes. It's only week 2, and that's kind of what I'm saying.
Get ready for the Rod Pedersen Show.
We're brawling this team, and the guy yells over the glass, go back to the NHL, Preston, you loser. Can't even say it with a straight face.
It was a good beak when we'd roll into a bigger center. They'd say, go back to Wynyard. Go back to the NFL, where I was making more money and doing better. I'd like to. Thank you very much.
Where I was flying on the charter with the double-wide leather suits and the filet mignon.
Yeah, working on it.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
I love it, boys. Good intro, guys. Whoever was in charge of that. That's Jordan, isn't it?
That's Jordan.
Nice work, Jordan. I like it. That's good stuff there. You put me in a good mood as we crack the air on a Tuesday for episode number 788. Yes, sir. Of your favorite daytime sports and entertainment talk show. We are emanating live from Grey Eagle Resort and Casino, the event center specifically. And here we go. How do you like us so far? As we bring in our lovely and talented co-host, the Moose, Darren Moose DuPont. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm jumping right into the deep end of the pool with breaking news. Okay. Do you know what it is?
I have an idea, but no.
They've got pizza on the buffet here at the Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.
Damn! Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Number 16. A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep.
A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Smoky in the air, that's a lot of fun. Big time, big time, big time, big time. Big time.
Calgary, Alberta, here they come. Welcome your Bull Riders!
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with The Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
Okay, there you go. Grey Eagle Resort and Casino is the place to be, and we're back live. And here's the good news for you, the viewers and the listeners. That means you're now buckled in for about a 30-minute segment. Yep. We've already got the first commercial break out of the way, so if we can bring in Darren Moose DuPont and we're ready to roll. And I understand for the people watching on Game Plus television coast to coast and in 31 U.S. states, they don't have the ability to have the chat that I'm watching or reading. The people are on YouTube watching it. They're like, you just started talking about pizza, then zap, you're gone. So it was I see our producers saying internet fun. That's all that it was. But Carlos in Indianapolis says, did someone from Taco Time cut the feed because they didn't want Rod talking about pizza on a Taco Tuesday? How about that? And I was thinking about this, Moose. Because I'm worked out today. I'm saving up for Taco Time.
Yeah.
And so think of last week. These weeks are going by fast, eh?
Really fast.
Yeah. Last Tuesday, we were at the Taco Time, and I said, how many tacos do you think you can put away, Moose? He's like, I think 4. I'm like, don't forget, we're going to the movies. Don't spoil your appetite. So I only had 2. You had 3. Folks, it cost us $10. Right?
Yeah.
So where we're residing, Calgary, Alberta, is a Taco Time mecca, but there's over 120 Taco Times across the country. So get out to one today. Have a cheap lunch or supper. $2 each at Taco Time. There's always one near you. Okay, can we hit the Quick Six show topic horn? Please and thank you, Director Jordan. And I just knew... No, I can't hear it. Is it rolling? There we go. I just knew today was weird.
Yeah.
But I did have a very good call before the show today. I would call it a God shot from a good and longtime friend, and we're good that way. Got his support, and it felt great. And let's go to number 1. It's going to surprise you, the Quick Six show topics here. George Springer, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., and Matt Chapman all homered to power the Toronto Blue Jays to a 7-2 victory over the Boston Red Sox at Rogers Center Monday night. Blue Jays starter Kevin Gausman worked 7 shutout innings as Toronto used a 10-hit attack to end Boston's winning streak at 7 games. Bo Bichette and Teoscar Hernandez chipped in with 2 hits each. They go at it again tonight at Rogers Center. The game is what it is. There's 162 of them. Here's my question to you, Moose. How much are you following it? Because there's interesting things coming out of that game. The general manager, Ross Atkins, said going in, we need better pitching if we're going to contend in this American League East. And they are contending, but they're 12.5 back as I looked this morning, I believe. They still own a wild card spot very narrowly. Yeah. But we're checking the scores every night. I'm not sitting and watching the games every night, though.
No. And, I enjoyed, we were driving around and we had the baseball game on the radio.
It was awesome.
I enjoyed that a lot. So I love that. But no, I'm not watching the games every night. I'm subscribed to all the notifications, so I follow a little bit and get disappointed when they lose and happy when they win. But that's the extent of it right now. And I check the standings about once every week to 10 days.
I'm probably 2 to 3 times a week.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
We'll get more dialed in September.
Maybe that would be a good question. We have a different poll question today for Capital Auto Mall Universal Collision Center, but maybe for later in the week. How much are you into the Toronto Blue Jays? And if it's not your team, how much are you into your team in Major League Baseball? Now, for the poll question, the guys just flashed the graphic, so let's read it. It is simply this. I haven't tweeted it yet, but I will. Will you attend a Canadian Elite Basketball League game this year? I think it's important to ask that question. I mean, those are our friends. It's the largest pro sports league in Canada with 10 teams. It goes literally from Vancouver to Newfoundland.
Yeah.
It's a big deal, and are people getting on board with it? The last I saw on the YouTube, it was like 80% said no. And that's why I'm not working in sports anymore, because I see it differently than the teams. My guess is the CEBL will look at that poll and go, why did you have to put that up? Well, it's better to have them talking about you, voting on you. And for the 20% that go, hopefully they have a good time. For instance, it's game night tonight for the Saskatchewan Rattlers. They welcome the Newfoundland Growlers, and I'm calling it guaranteed win night tonight at SaskTel Center because the Growlers haven't won a game. See, I'm following it very closely.
Yeah.
Probably more closely than Major League Baseball, if I'm going to be honest with you.
Wow.
I'm
How about that?
Not joking.
Yeah.
You?
Yeah, I'm following. I mean, it does help. We're in the media, and they do an incredible job of, my email is flooded with emails from the Canadian Elite Basketball League.
They do it perfectly. They're not annoying, yet they're always there.
Always there.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me not to follow it. I don't know how easy it is for the general public to follow it, but yeah, I've got my eyes on it.
We will get to the viewer comments in a moment. Please don't talk to me about John Cooper going to the Detroit Red Wings. Why did this come up? Why? I can't see that happening at all, but that's not on my radar right now. I don't want to talk about that. This is the segment where Moose and I talk. So back to the Blue Jays for a second. The one thing that I saw last night, George Springer was being interviewed by Hazel May after the game, and Vladdy tiptoed out with the Gatorade shower, and people are like, this is getting to be a little much.
Yeah.
And my thing is, why you got to pee on their parade? They're just having fun. If Hazel doesn't have a problem with it, if they're not ruining those Sportsnet microphones that are very expensive, then why would we care?
I agree.
Why be that?
It's a 162-game season. You need ways to stay engaged throughout the season. You should have fun. You should celebrate wins. You need to keep that going. That builds teamwork and camaraderie. And, the broadcast crew is kind of part of the team, too. A little bit different when you're a national broadcaster like Sportsnet is, but Hazel May is around the Jays a lot, and, Sportsnet's around the Jays a ton. So you get them involved. It brings the community together. It's good for everybody.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with the Gatorade shower. You guys, you do you.
Yeah.
Just play hard and get into the playoffs. And that's the other thing. Will we consider the Blue Jays season a success if they claim a wild card berth? I think we would. They didn't last year, right? It went down to the final day, and it took me a long time to get over it. But I'm realizing I still think, like in life and in sports, you're either going forwards or you're going backwards. And the Blue Jays are going forwards.
Yeah.
So we got to be happy with that. But I'm just not watching the games. I will, but right now I'm not, because we move on to point 2, and that is the Hamilton Bulldogs' grit to never quit has paid off. They lost their first 2 games of the Memorial Cup round robin, fell behind 3-2 late in last night's semifinal, but the Bulldogs battled back and beat the Shawinigan Cataract 3-2 in overtime. The OHL champions will now play in the franchise's first Memorial Cup final ever, which is Wednesday night against the host St. John Sea Dogs in St. John, New Brunswick. Now I'm here for that. Big time. That's what I was watching last night instead of the Blue Jays. The Memmer.
Yeah.
And I don't really have a rooting interest, but I can say this. I've been to a lot of Memorial Cups. And I think that what's going on in St. John, I'm watching it going, I want to be there so bad. Because you know the fun they're having. Right? And I think maybe next year, maybe we'll go Kelowna or Kamloops.
Kamloops.
Yeah. What do you? Is that something you might be interested in?
The Okanagan and then into Kamloops for June. It'd be May probably next year. Still very interested. Beautiful part of the country, and I love watching it. And I'm on the Sea Dogs bandwagon.
Are you? Okay, I'm cheering for Hamilton.
Okay, good.
Because they love me in Hamilton.
They're coming around.
Yeah, a little bit.
But I love it. I think it's so cool, and seeing that building go crazy, and the overtime goal last night was awesome. So the final
nice
on Wednesday
goal, yeah,
crazy.
Yeah. By the way, to our salespeople, I see an ad on the boards in St. John for GoRVing.ca. So let's fire that baby up. Let's get an RV that's big enough that we wouldn't even see each other. At the end of the day, you go on one end and I'll go on the other end.
And the curtain in the middle. And
exactly.
Bob's your own.
So, yeah, Wednesday night, let's have a viewing party for the Memorial Cup final. What the hell?
Yeah, I'm in.
So our junior hockey coverage, as always, is brought to you by Cavendish Farms, proud supporters of junior hockey in Canada. And, by the way, Rod Grant, which we haven't had one today. Hey, nice one, guys. I'm sure I'm throwing all the sponsors at you. Get your hands going fast. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling is the preferred plumbing, heating, and cooling company of the RP Show. To schedule maintenance or to learn more about our services, call 306-781-2090 or visit broncoplumbing.com. I got Hamilton. He's got St. John. Hopefully it doesn't come to blows. Point 3 in the Quick 6 show topics here. They're not booing. They're looing. After Monday's Hockey Hall of Fame induction class announcement for 2022, the Vancouver Canucks are well represented by Swedish twins, Henrik and Daniel Sedin, and goaltender Roberto Luongo. All three were elected in their first year of eligibility. Another Swede, longtime Ottawa captain Daniel Alfredsson, was named to the Hall. They joined Finnish women's star Riikka Salonen and builder Herb Carnegie going into the Hall of Fame. So congratulations to all of them. They're all worthy. I'm glad now that we can put this Alfie to the Hall thing to bed because I was getting tired of it coming out of Ottawa. Mm-hmm. And, man, they really had a push for Alfie.
Big time.
Right, and good. Like, he's deadly. There's not a lot of senators in the Hockey Hall of Fame, so you go Alfie. But as long as Theoren Fleury is not in the Hall of Fame, I'm losing my zip. I'm sorry. For the Hockey Hall of Fame. And now that I look around and look at these other Hall of Fames like Roy Shivers and Paul McCallum, not in the Rough Riders Hall of Fame. Theoren Fleury not in the Hockey Hall of Fame. And I'm sorry we have friends at the Hockey Hall of Fame. It's an injustice. It's wrong. If you have somebody not in your Hall of Fame because they deserve to be, but for whatever reason they're not, it loses its luster for me. And I'm actually not paying as close of attention. Like the Canadian Football Hall of Fame doesn't seem to have grudges that I can't think of anybody that's not in there that should be in there.
Yeah, I'm trying to think in the Canadian Football Hall of Fame who's not in there. But, yeah, Theo's the one big name that jumps off the page that's not in the Hockey Hall of Fame. The other name that, I mean, his name's not coming up as much now when these Hockey Hall classes are being announced. Because
I'm waiting. Who?
No. Well, the name that comes up now is Alexander McGillney.
Yeah.
For needing to be in the Hockey Hall of Fame. And I think he will. One of the arguments that comes up is you can only put in 4 per year. So one of the reasons why it takes guys so long to get in is you can only put 4 in. And you need to have 14 out of the 18 votes. And sometimes there's guys who get more votes. And, Alex McGillney didn't get enough votes, so he's going to have to go in a different class.
I saw that. As a matter of fact, I may be able to pull it up right here. Yeah, from the Score. Put McGillney in the Hall of Fame. And, again, I can have that debate. I'd far rather talk about that than drafts. The NHL draft's coming up. Last week was the NBA draft. Was anybody paying attention? A record number of Canadians going in the first round. The basketball community clearly was. But drafts aren't my thing. Hall of Fames are, but even those are losing my luster for me when people that should be in there aren't. It's just wrong. We're brought to you in part by Rockstar Supply Chain Solutions. They specialize in improving your company's performance and bottom line through supply chain management services. To point 4, don't at me, or you might want to at me. I'm becoming the soccer guy. I'm getting into it, and you know me, I'm as real as a heart attack. If I wasn't into it, I wouldn't talk about it.
How about that?
I'm getting into it.
That's insane.
I know.
You think about,
I know. Don't look at me.
Can we go back and tell 2 years ago, Rod?
Find some old tape.
You know, that this is a soccer guy?
So, point 4, tickets went on sale Monday for the Canadian Championship soccer match between Toronto FC and the host Vancouver Whitecaps. The teams confirmed they'll play for the Voyageurs Cup on Tuesday, July 26th at BC Place in Vancouver. The winner will qualify for the CONCACAF Champions League. I have no idea what that even means, but I'm getting there. Yeah. I'm at least talking about it. I'm getting there. And then an announcement Monday with his family and friends by his side. Lorenzo Insigne says his move to Toronto FC is a life choice. The Major League Soccer club's marquee signing met with the media on Monday and said it was extremely difficult to leave his hometown club of Napoli. But the chance to come to Canada was key for his young family, and his first game, Insigne's first game, will be July 19th against the San Jose Earthquakes. I don't know how this overpowered me and got me interested, but it did. I think it was going live to the Canadian Premier League games.
Tommy got you into the Tommy Wilden Jr. got you into the CPL game, and then you get hooked a little bit. I think it's one of those that when you see the games live, it brings a little more out of you and draws you in a little bit, and that's awesome.
Very hard to not get swept up in the excitement of what's going on at a soccer game, a pro soccer game. And it's funny, the other day, I'm with Mike Abu-Meshrik at the game, and he turned to me and he laughed. He's like, so this is your second soccer game ever? I'm like, of any level. Most people don't jump right into the pro level, right? When they're going to a sport.
Yeah, you go to a niece or nephew's game.
Right.
Or you go to,
first game happens to be the pros. I'm here for it, and I'm into it. But I just think Saskatchewan, you got to get a team. Let's quit talking about it.
Yeah.
By the way, we're brought to you also in part by Taco Time. They're not tater tots. They're Mexi fries. Moose and I are going for $2 tacos today. Beef or bean? You had bean last week. That was very ballsy of you, I
Very
thought.
good, though. You should try one.
Right on.
It's working.
Yeah.
What I got going's working.
You know what? That's right. I'm fine if I just have it.
Clint Bubba O'Neill's watching. He's my guy. You know Bubba down there in Hamilton.
Yes.
He says, Rod, there's so many comments coming in, it's slipping off the page here. From Bubba. Rod, you are bang on with the Bulldogs. Moose taking the Sea Dogs? Come on, man. What's wrong with you?
Oh, no. Hot take.
We got to have a little rub. Yeah. We have a little push and take, right? Push and pull. Yeah. We just have to find where we're going to go. I'm thinking that Shank Sports Bar in McLeod's kind of calling our name.
Yeah.
Been calling our name.
I could be into that.
John Massey in Edmonton writes in, he says, McGillney? This isn't the Hockey Hall of pretty good players. Somebody save me because I'm on the cliff. It's Lindros got in, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
So I'm like, oh, don't say, oh yeah, he's not that great. Theo's better. Like I'm at a point where if you got to put this guy in but not this guy, I'm ready to walk away.
Yeah.
And not pay attention anymore.
No, I know, and that's the Theo thing he should be in. I'm a Lindros fan, so I'm a little clouded on it.
You think he's Hall of Fame worthy?
But I think he's Hall of Fame worthy. He redefined the power forward position and evolved it where it wasn't just somebody who was big and strong and opened up space. He combined it with high skill, like really high skill, and that was, one of the it was transformational in that position. And we went through an era after Lindros of like really big men in that spot, forwards taking over. So I think he had a real big impact on the game and just didn't have a long enough career, rack up all the points. But the Theo thing is just silly now. It's just silly.
But I don't know that it'll ever change. This will, by the way, you're going to want to be tuning into Cat Country and Rock 98.5 Wednesday, because that's going to be my commentary on that. The Theo snub and everybody else that's been snubbed by Halls of Fame. I've been snubbed, but I don't care. It'll be a little advice for those who can't get over it, because I can. Jason and Red Deer. See, this is the Hall of Fame debate that I can talk about for days. Jason and Red Deer. Never mind McGillney. Why isn't Mike Vernon in the Hockey Hall of Fame yet? And
how about that?
Yes, baby. We could talk about this forever. Forever!
Yeah.
Mike Vernon's the first junior goalie I ever loved. Ken Dryden was the first goalie I ever loved. And those longtime Pats fans are going to say, what about Bart Hunter, the 1980 Pats goalie from when they hosted the Memorial Cup? I loved his mask. I didn't love Bart. There's a difference. His mask was iconic.
Yeah.
Red, white, and blue stripes. It was really cool, but I didn't love Bart. I loved Mike Vernon from his days with the Calgary Wranglers, and my dad worked for the Calgary Wranglers. That was his first hockey job, was the Calgary Wrangler. Mike Vernon, man, that guy had chutzpah. I remember a brawl. I'm getting off course here, Moose. I guess that's what we do.
That's what we do.
There was a brawl in the Agrodome. I was there. I must have been 9. Bench clear, like a good one. Not what they call a brawl now. And Gary Lehman was bleeding from the nose, and he was bent over, skating to the bench, bent over at the waist. And Vernon skated up from behind, didn't even see him coming, reached from and blocked him right like that. Cool, lights out. And I'm like, yes! Goalie Union. Carlos in Indianapolis says, hey, this show is slowly getting me into hockey. Well, hey, violence, it's not for everybody, but I like it. I'll move on here, but just Wayne in Victoria, BC says, what did Theo do to get snubbed? I don't get it. Theo has, from what I know, the snub. Gino Retta said it on SportsCenter better than anybody has. He just said there's a stigma around Theo. Theo, like me, is in long-term recovery from addiction. And Theo's substances, gambling, and I think that's only it. And I think as a mental health and recovery professional like I am, addiction recovery, you want to look into why he exhibited that behavior. He was the victim of child sexual abuse, and we all know what that is. So it would be kind of nice to put him into the Hockey Hall of Fame as a guy that overcame the addiction caused by the youth trauma. But that is a topic, I guess, for another day. We've had this discussion.
We've seen the thing, the time, I think it was through, forgive me, but the New York era, the Chicago era.
It wasn't pretty.
It wasn't pretty. And so we think of that. I don't think it's about the sexual abuse or the alcoholism, the recovery. I don't think it's any of that. That's the same. And, my thought is, I don't know these guys on the inside at that time, in that era, but, did he rub general managers the wrong way, coaches the wrong way, piss some people off in high areas of influence, and they're holding the grudge? But then it comes back down to, I wish they could accept that he was doing it because of this, and we need to get over it and help him move on and open this door and forgive too, right? I think there's a lot of hockey people in high areas of power that aren't forgiving the behavior, and they're not even looking at why. They're not even willing.
They never do, Darren.
They're not even
Society
willing.
Doesn't.
Yeah.
No, you're bang on, but where's this dude? I knew that this would be a hot button topic today. I knew it. It smelled it like a fart in a car. I just know what's going to be the issues. Jordan Ewart says Theo's not getting in based off his personal beliefs, guaranteed, which is a bunch of crap. I don't believe that. This snub goes on before COVID. So the anti-vax, the anti-Trudeau, all that stuff, I don't believe that's what's keeping him out, unless you do. But this stigma around Theo's not new.
No, and maybe it's in the back of people's minds now of like, we don't want to, draw attention to what political views and stuff. But no, this was happening way before COVID and stuff. I don't think it has anything to do.
No, I don't think it does, Jordan, but I appreciate you saying that. And I appreciate your support for Theo. Everybody says, yeah, put Theo in. I mean, this would be the time to talk about it when they announce the Hall on Monday. And Dougal Cameron in Calgary says, you guys haven't been to Shanks yet? You are missing out big time. Well, maybe that's where we go, Moose. Yeah. A lot of comments coming in on that. And I'm going to move on from there. I apologize. Just get everybody all worked up and then move on. Pardon me. See, you guys are the lucky ones, you people, because we took that early commercial break and now we're rocking and rolling.
Now we roll.
If you want to know why the what happened. They killed the internet here. It's happened before.
Yeah.
We just get on the air a couple minutes, then blink, they kill the internet. I'm not sure why. I think the most ironic thing is the guy that runs the internet here used to run the internet at CKRM Radio, Saskatchewan, which was the bane of my existence, technology-wise. Like, when I saw him coming out of the staff room, I'm like, you're kidding! I think he felt the same way. You were sitting there.
Yeah.
Remember?
And then it's just like, oh, my God.
The same guy?
That's funny.
Yeah. Why do I have soccer written down here? Oh, yeah. So point 5. CFL power rankings. They've come out, and I have to say that for week 4, and I say that I don't disagree with them necessarily. Did you see them?
No, tell me.
Okay, here we go. Week 4, Canadian Football League power rankings. The number 1 team in the Canadian Football League is the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, and nobody's going to dispute that at all.
That's right.
Number 2, the BC Lions. What are you pumping your fists for? You're a Lions fan now?
I'm a fan of the story.
Okay.
And they're rolling.
Okay, let me just get through this, then we'll come back.
Yes.
Number 3, so number 1, Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Number 2, the BC Lions. Number 3, the Calgary Stampeders. See my Stampeders bell? I really love it. It sounds good.
Yeah, it does.
Number 4, the Saskatchewan Roughriders, Canada's team. Number 5, the Montreal Alouettes, which is a little disturbing that they're 5th with a 1-2 record. But if you look at these other teams, they all have losing records. 6, the Ottawa Redblacks, they're 0-2. Number 7, the Toronto Argonauts, they're 1-1. Number 8, the 0-3 Hamilton Tiger Cats. And number 9, the 0-3 Edmonton Elks. But at least their president's highly entertaining. He's now trolling the Hamilton Tiger Cats on Twitter. Have you seen that? Yeah. Go follow Victor Cui on Twitter, and like 250,000 people do. He's got a, here, kitty, kitty. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I love it. We did laps around McMahon Stadium on Saturday just looking for Victor Cui and couldn't find him. I don't think he made the trip.
I don't think he did. It's too bad. But there's, you got the trash talk happening. It's a couple of 0-3 teams. The other teams are looking at that being like, somebody's got to win a game here before you can start trash talking a little bit. But I like seeing that flavor and that color. And, I'm just happy. I was kind of happy BC's up at the top, but I'm happy they're not number 1. You got a lot of people ranking them number 1. They're not.
It can't be number 1.
And I always you got to remember power rankings aren't standings. And the idea in the power rankings is despite all the standings, who do you think would win in a game each week, right? So they think, the power rankings think Saskatchewan will beat Montreal this week. They're ahead, and they're probably reflected in the betting odds. So
I just have to say a few things here from the viewers, and then we'll get back to the CFL. Tad in Red Deer says, so Rod, when you saw the internet guy, was that the same reaction the Stamps had when they saw you? Probably.
Yeah.
It probably was. But the Stamps, they've come a long ways, right?
Yeah.
They provided us tickets for the game. They put their people on this show. So, yeah, we're homies with the Stampeders right now.
Yeah.
Jack Fulton in Vulcan, Alberta says, as far as Theo goes, what this young man has overcome has got to be recognized. Theo was an obvious superstar in the sport at all levels while dealing with overwhelming mental and emotional pain. Hall of Fame. That's what I see. That's what I see. And the sad thing is, Jack's been on the other side of the curtain. I'll use Jack's term. Jack has smelt the devil's breath, as have I. We've been down in the mean streets. We've got out. And we didn't even experience as much or bad as Theo did. And that's why I say to Theo, I'm like, you are already a champion, Theo. You're already a Hall of Famer, dude. What do you?
Yeah.
But it just bothers him. Because for the people that hold stuff against me, I don't care. Clearly, I don't care. But I don't want to speak for Theo, but I've been around him so much out here in Calgary. He doesn't deserve this snub.
No.
He's such a good person.
I know. And that's the thing. And that's what some people who don't get to know somebody, they never get to see that side, right? sometimes, right? And there's a lot of hockey people who maybe have just cut ties and don't ever want to know who the real guy is. And it's too bad. I don't really know why he's out. I don't know until I get in the heads of those, guys and girls making the decisions, but it's too bad.
All I can say is it was Gino Reda. I didn't know why he was out either, but Gino, who's, I've known Gino a long time, he said on the panel, That's Hockey, he said, well, Theo's not in because there's the stigma. And that's when I snapped. My eyes rolled in the back. We're trying to end the damn stigma. That doesn't help. By the way, speaking of 7-Eleven, That's Hockey, the reason I asked for the keys to the car was we got to get to a 7-Eleven today and get some of those CFL cups. You've seen those on social media?
Yeah.
You must have. We got to get some of those. It's making us want to go to 7-Eleven. And, Gab, well, listen, when you come back, are you coming back?
I don't know.
Has Ricky Ray logged in yet, guys? You wanted to talk about Nathan Rourke. Hello? You guys there? Is Ricky Ray logged in yet? Oh, okay. So Clark says, yes, he's on his way. So just Nathan Rourke. He's going to the Hall of Fame, obviously?
Obviously.
NFL or CFL?
Well, let's start small. Let's just pencil him into next year's class in the CFL Hall of Fame, and we'll talk about Canton in a few years.
Sometimes I wonder why you people even give me a show, because I don't know anything. I had people sending me, see, the NFL's looking at him. 3downnation.com says so. Here's the article. You don't know, Rod, because I read it on the internet. You think the NFL's not watching every CFL game? Every NFL team's watching every CFL game and probably evaluating every single player on the field, not just the quarterback of the BC Lions. With all due apologies to 3Down, they're just trying to stir up some stories and stuff and get behind a really good story, which is Nathan Rourke. But I read this story. I read 3Down Nation all the time. It said, well, they knew about him because he was the quarterback at Ohio, and they would have a basis of scouting on him. My dad was a scout in the NHL for 26 years. They know every player on the planet. The fact the NFL is scouting Nathan Rourke, my God, there should be an inquiry if they weren't.
Yeah.
There's no secrets anymore in pro football. They know about Nathan Rourke. They knew about him last year. They knew him before he even got to the CFL. So the fact that they're paying attention, that's not to poo-poo what he's done, but it's been 2 games. Can we stop the train to Canton, Ohio for Nathan Rourke? That's all. I didn't even get to point 6, which I mentioned. I had Wimbledon written down, but I wanted to talk about Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do that next hour. Speaking of Hall of Famers, Ricky Ray coming in next, and I can't wait. I love this guy. You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus television network. We're live streaming on YouTube, and you can always catch the podcast wherever the best podcasts are found, including Amazon, Google, Apple, Stitcher, and Spotify.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Calgary, Alberta, here they come. Welcome your Bull Riders!
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep.
A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG. Always delivering the best fan experience. Find us at ddgregina.com.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Are you ready? It's finally time for your next adventure, and it starts at Capital GMC. Custom order the perfect new vehicle for you, or reserve one of the hundreds that's already built and on its way. Can't wait? Get into a GM-certified pre-owned vehicle that's on our lot and ready to rock. Plus, the American Export event is back and bigger than ever. We'll send your vehicle south, making you the most money for your trade. Guaranteed. Oh, and for a limited time, all name brand tires are employee priced. Only at Capital GMC. Your adventure starts here.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpetersonshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpetersonshop.com.
Lot of sun, smoky in the air, it's a lot of fun. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
Beautiful day here in Calgary. Most of them are. We're live from that place, the Grey Eagle Resort and Casino Event Center. Check out our website, greyeagleresortandcasino.ca, for upcoming shows and to buy tickets. Well, it was last week that the Canadian Football League's Hall of Fame, Canadian Football Hall of Fame, announced the 2022 induction class, headlined by Ricky Ray, Chip Cox, our good friend Paul McCallum. It's a star-studded list, and in the terms of Ricky Ray, obviously it was a 6-inch putt. We all knew he was going. 4 Grey Cups as a starter. Almost split his Hall of Fame career between Edmonton and Toronto. He joins us today. Every time we get to chat with Ricky, it is an absolute pleasure, and we welcome back to the RP Show. How you doing, Ricky?
Man, I'm doing great. Glad to be on here, and yeah, obviously got some great news last week, so definitely still excited about that.
You should be. Please tell me, how does a guy learn that he's going to the Hall of Fame? How did it go down for you?
Yeah, so a few weeks ago, Matt Dunnigan called me, and we small talked for a little bit, and then he eventually broke the news to me that I was going in the Hall of Fame. And what a cool call! I mean, just having a guy like Matt Dunnigan, one of the greats in the CFL, to break that news to you was pretty special. So I kind of had to wait a few weeks. I could only tell my wife and kids, and finally last week when they made the official announcement on Tuesday, I was able to share some messages with my friends and teammates and family, and just kind of start enjoying the whole process.
Good for you, and obviously you will enjoy it. You're a one-day-at-a-time kind of guy, but would a call from Matt Dunnigan be that out of the blue for you? I've known Matt a long time. He talks to the current quarterbacks all the time and offers his wisdom and guidance. I assume he's called you before. You probably didn't think anything was up when you saw Dunnigan come up on your phone.
Yeah, I mean, I've had him call before for different reasons over the years, so nothing too out of the blue. But I knew something was up. I knew that they were announcing the class coming up here pretty soon, so I kind of had a feeling inside that maybe this could be the call, and it was. So it was pretty cool, like I said, to get it from him. Another great player in the CFL, and just kind of share that moment with him was pretty awesome.
So the last time we had you on, Ricky, you were in Northern California and you were enjoying family time, and I was the 1,000th to ask you if you'd consider coaching or getting back into the league. Looks like you're still in Northern California. What's the life update for Ricky Ray?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still enjoying this phase of my life. Enjoying just having whatever I want to do come at me every day. I'm around my family all the time. We're in summer now, so getting to enjoy some summer things with them. I just went backpacking in the Trinity Alps last weekend. I've been taking my family. We've been going out and doing some hikes and seeing some of the areas here around Redding, California. So it's just been a lot of fun to really not have anything other to do than just hang out with my family and do some things that I enjoy. So I'm enjoying that phase still in my life right now.
Good for you. You've obviously and you've earned it. Let me ask you physically, how's that going for you? You go to the Hall of Fame as a quarterback. You've taken some hits. How are you feeling?
I feel great. I mean, to be honest, I don't have anything that's nagging on me as of yet. We'll see if that changes as I get a little bit older. But it's kind of nice, man. It's nice waking up every morning and not being sore. I spent most of my life, waking up in the mornings, especially after a football game and feeling like you're in a car accident or something. So my body feels good, and I'm enjoying not having that typical soreness that you got to go through each week playing a football season. So, the body's great right now.
I only got two more questions for you. I think they're good ones. I was at all of the Grey Cups you won. And obviously you've been asked what's your favorite. I wouldn't ask a stupid question like that, but you are wearing the 105th, which was the hat. Did you just grab that, or was there something to put it on, or was there something special about that Grey Cup that makes it stick out from the rest? That was a cool day. Obviously, it was a 9-month turnaround with my boy Tress, right, and Jim. What was special about that one in the lid that you're wearing right now?
Yeah, I mean, they're all special in their own way. I mean, they all kind of tell a different story about where you're at in your career. And, the 2017 Grey Cup was unique for me because, I didn't really know what was going to happen to me going into that season, if I was going to be given a chance to be a starting quarterback, in Toronto. So, it all started with a call from Mark Trestman, in that spring before training camp, really, putting the belief in me that, I could be the starter there. And for us to be able to, get on a roll there towards the end of the season and, eventually make it to the Grey Cup against a great team like Calgary, and to be able to win it the way we did, in the last few minutes of the game, definitely was a special part of my career. Kind of put the cherry on top of my career, as I like to say. I'd kind of been through a lot, through my time in Toronto with injuries and some ups and downs, and to be able to have that year in 2017 to really feel what it was like to win a championship again was definitely special. So definitely got the hat on to celebrate that today. Yeah.
I lied. I do have a couple more questions. We're going to have to squeeze it in fast. But I just love Jim and Mark. They're two of my favorite people. And that was just an awesome game. And they put their faith in you, and you delivered, man. That's special team. But when you went to Toronto from Edmonton, and Eric Tillman's another good friend of mine, was it traumatic for you? What do you remember about that day when you were traded? Because we're all like, what? What was that like at the moment?
Yeah, the same thing. What? I got the call from Cavis sometime in December, and I was just surprised. I mean, I felt like we were moving in the right direction in Edmonton. In 2011, we made it to the West Final, and after a pretty solid season, and Cavis's first year, and Eric's first full year as the GM. So I definitely wanted to be a part of that and still be in Edmonton. So getting that call and telling me that I was no longer the quarterback there was definitely a shock, and it happened really fast. I think a couple of days later, I was in Toronto and getting announced as a quarterback there. So. But as I had time to think about in the off season, I just looked at it as a fresh start to my career and a chance to work with Scott Milanovic, who, I was really impressed with what they were doing in Montreal, offensively before he got the job in Toronto. So I was definitely excited about the new opportunity and wanting to go there and prove myself in a new franchise.
Well, as they say, everything happens for a reason, but sometimes it's tough to find that reason when you're going through it. And lastly, I think I told you Cody Fajardo has become a really close friend of mine, and he just credits you for the mentorship, but he said, you guys room together, I guess, and he said that you were in bed by 9 every night. He said Ricky wasn't the most, you weren't keeping him up late, let's put it this way. What do you tell young quarterbacks is the secret to advancing in the game of football?
Yeah, I mean, I just share them with what worked for me. I mean, you got to find what what you can rely on and what makes you confident out there. But what worked for me was a couple of things my dad taught me. First was putting in extra practice. Back when I was playing Little League, and he was the coach, he made me go out in the backyard and pitch with him. After he got home from work, above and beyond, what we did as a team, and just wanted to instill in me that you got to put in a little bit of extra work. And the other thing was, it's not practice that makes perfect. It's perfect practice makes perfect. You got to treat every practice like a game. You got to go out there and, perform at a high level in practice so you can carry that over into game time situations. And the other thing is just being consistent, get a routine. I think a routine helps you, prepare each week and make sure that you're feeling confident going into a game. And, that's what I tried to show the young guys. And Cody and I got to room in 2017 and share a lot of great moments together. And, doing the wristband study the night before the game, make sure, you've got all your plays, down and you're not going to have any questions going in the next day to the game, and then getting a good night's sleep. So hopefully he learned from me and is using some of the stuff that helped me along the way.
He says he did. It's rubbed off. I cheer for him every single day and obviously every game day. Ricky, congratulations on the haul again. I miss watching you play. We all do, but I'm glad that you're happy. And keep in touch and enjoy the summer.
Yeah, thank you very much, man. Super excited. Can't wait till September for the ceremony. And, just being able to reflect on my career has been pretty awesome. And thank all the people that helped me along the way. So thanks for having me.
You bet. You deserve it. Thank you, Ricky. Ricky Ray joining us from Redding, California. When we come back, a Taco Time viewer takeover on this Taco Tuesday. You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus TV network. It is available all across California on TDS cable. We're also live streaming on YouTube and 24-hour audio at rodpeterson.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.
Are you ready? It's finally time for your next adventure, and it starts at Capital GMC. Custom order the perfect new vehicle for you, or reserve one of the hundreds that's already built and on its way. Can't wait? Get into a GM-certified pre-owned vehicle that's on our lot and ready to rock. Plus, the American Export event is back and bigger than ever. We'll send your vehicle south, making you the most money for your trade. Guaranteed. Oh, and for a limited time, all name brand tires are employee priced. Only at Capital GMC. Your adventure starts here.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpetersonshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpetersonshop.com.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
All right, we're live at Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. This is a quickie Taco Time viewer takeover, and I'm going to read some comments here from viewers and maybe sneak in a sports update. And then next hour, Tim Hunter joining us, Stanley Cup champion. We're going to talk some hockey. We're going to talk some Top Gun, too, so you're not going to want to miss that. Wayne from Victoria, BC writes in. He says, Rod, just wanted to thank you for having me in the studio audience yesterday at the Grey Eagle. It was fun watching the show and meeting Moose DuPont in person. Yeah, we do invite people down here. Works a little better when we're at the stage bar, but we got the doors open here for Wayne, so we're glad to have you. Ward in Winnipeg's watching on Game Plus TV. He says, hi, guys. Circle this date on your calendar, Saturday, July 9th. Bombers at BC Lions. Okay. Why? We watch all the games anyways. Is there something special about that? Well, according to the power rankings, that's the top two teams in the CFL. Wilf in Steinbach, Manitoba, home of the Pistons, which incidentally I was on a live show last night out of Steinbach talking CFL. Wilf says Nathan Rourke lost 2 receivers in the danger zone. Great start, but they need to protect him. Oh, yeah. Well, with Brian Burnham out, 6-game injured list, this will affect Nathan Rourke's career trajectory. There's no doubt about that. Devin in Burns Lake, BC says, sweet guitar collection. Yes, you can thank the entertainment people here at Grey Eagle for putting that up. Sports update, the Blue Jays look to take sole possession of second place in the American League East as they host the Boston Red Sox tonight at Rogers Center. The Jays trail the Red Sox by half a game. Toronto sends Ross Stripling to the mound against Boston's Michael Wacha. Formula One great Lewis Hamilton says archaic mindsets have to change after retired champion Nelson Piquet reportedly used a racial slur against him. Hamilton's comments came after F1 and FIA condemned racist language. Piquet was discussing a crash during last month's British Grand Prix when he referenced the color of Hamilton's skin with a discriminatory term during a podcast in November. The sports update for Ballers Rec Room, the Tab Brewhouse and Drive-Thru Liquor Store, and for Red Bull Canada. Tim Hunter coming up in hour 2. Stick around, everybody, here on Game Plus Television.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep.
A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Are you ready? It's finally time for your next adventure, and it starts at Capital GMC. Custom order the perfect new vehicle for you, or reserve one of the hundreds that's already built and on its way. Can't wait? Get into a GM-certified pre-owned vehicle that's on our lot and ready to rock. Plus, the American Export event is back and bigger than ever. We'll send your vehicle south, making you the most money for your trade. Guaranteed. Oh, and for a limited time, all name brand tires are employee priced. Only at Capital GMC. Your adventure starts here.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming of the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
We're brawling this team, and the guy yells over the glass, "Go back to the NHL, Preston, you loser." Can't even say it with a straight face.
It was a good beak when we'd roll into a bigger center. They'd say, "Go back to Wynyard. Go back to the NFL where I was making more money and doing that." I'd like to. Thank you very much.
Where I was flying on the charter with the double wide leather seats and the filet mignon.
Yeah, working on it.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
It sure is. Hello, Canada. Welcome into Hour 2 of the RP Show. We're coming to you live, again, from the Grey Eagle Resort and Casino, Calgary's entertainment destination. It's episode number 788 of your favorite daytime sports and entertainment talk show. We are on the Game Plus television network. We're also live streaming on YouTube. And if you're listening to the podcast, thanks for joining us. Ricky Ray, a very interesting guest in Hour 1. I had, a family member just text me and say, "What's Ricky Ray doing now?" I wrote him back, "Nothing." That's the whole idea. He's retired. He's backpacking in Redding, California with his kids. Good on him. And he's going into the Canadian Football Hall of Fame. We're switching gears. We previewed Week 4 in the CFL. We talked about the Blue Jays run. But we're going to talk some hockey here as we welcome in Tim Hunter, our good friend, former Calgary Flame, Quebec Nordique, Vancouver Canuck, San Jose Shark. Coached over 1,000 games in the NHL. He joins us here at Grey Eagle. How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing great, thanks.
Good. You said this is a very close... Did you ride your bike over here today?
I could. I'm just about a driver and a half away.
You're so... The people can see you're all summered up. Man, it's what a great week. Yeah, you're all tan? What have you been doing?
Well, the tan started in Arizona in the winter, and I just keep maintaining it by playing golf and wearing my shorts. Once I put my shorts on, I don't take them off.
Me either.
I love summertime.
Yeah, usually it's May 1st to October 1st for me, unless you're pulling on some sweatpants and skating, right? Are you going to find some ice this summer?
Yeah, the Flames, we have a hockey school in August, so I'm going to work at that with some of the alumni. It's fun to get out there with the kids. And I did a program earlier. It's a Junior Flames program we did in the springtime, and so much fun. These kids come out of the Learn to Skate where they've never had equipment on, and then now we teach them how to play games and the game situation, and they just love it. It's just so cool to see new kids and cultivating new athletes into hockey, and a lot of fun.
I think it is awesome, and to be honest with you, Tim, I appreciate what Calgary's done for us and this show. And one thing, I've learned a lot since we've come out here, tail end of winter. You must have one of the strongest alumni in the entire NHL, I would think. It sure seems that way.
We have one of the biggest, and we're very fortunate to be very well supported by the Flames Hockey Club and the Flames Foundation and us. We all partner together to do all kinds of different things in communities, right from CP Kids adaptive bike program to you name it. WINS, Women in East Society, is a fantastic group that we support, and we couldn't do any of this if it wasn't for the Flames Hockey Club. And we take any player that's played in the NHL, and we have a few guys that haven't, that are in our alumni that, moved to Calgary, that played in other places. We have Steve Kelly, played for Ottawa, moved to Calgary. He's a city police officer now, and he lives in Calgary, so he's on our alumni, and all kinds of guys. So it's we're over 100 members, and there's a pecking order. There's Lanny, and then there's the rest of us.
Right. Well, that's the other thing that I've learned. And by the way, as I look here, 815 games in the NHL for Tim Hunter, but he was with his hometown Flames from 81 to 92. The last time he was with us, we talked about it just being a dream career, but he had great stops too, right? In Quebec, Vancouver, and San Jose. Those were all great too.
Oh yeah. Well, watching the Stanley Cup, and I was in Quebec in '91. Joe Sakic, Mike Ricci, Matt Sundin, Owen Nolan, Chris Simon, Curtis Lecision, Adam Foote, all these great hockey players, and they wanted to have great careers. So I was kind of the grandfather there helping. But we've always maintained a relationship with Joe Sakic, Christmas cards and what have you, and very proud to see him with his third Stanley Cup as a general manager, and the group that he had. What a great team he put together.
Before we jump to this Stanley Cup final and these playoffs, just with Lanny, he pulled me aside the other day. We were at that Rocky Mountain Rotary Celebrity Golf Classic, and we just got talking. You know how Lanny is. And so he's only been back with the team for a couple of years, eh?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, different things happen over time, but I think the Flames recognize the importance of some of the people that are very important to the city, and Lanny's definitely one of those.
Well, and he's loving it, being back. But I just think the Flames without Lanny would be like them losing their soul. Like having him back just feels right, doesn't it?
It is. It's cool, to be around Lanny, to go to the games. Lanny's there, sit beside Lanny at hockey games and all the events. And he's like everyone else. He digs in. He's there, does the charity events. He, stuffs lunch bags for the lunch brown bag program and volunteers. He does so much in the community. It's incredible. And, back in the day, he was our leader, and he still leads to this day in all those areas.
Such a special guy. Mm-hmm. So I think the last time you were here, Tim Hunter, you predict a Colorado-Calgary West final, right?
Correct.
And in the East, who knows? Doesn't matter.
Well, I picked Florida or Tampa playing somebody, but so my
that was
favorite
your Final Four, yeah.
Final Four. Those are my Final Four, and I got a couple right.
Yes, you did. But listen, I was in Estevan for the Centennial Cup doing the show from there during the Oilers Flames series, and well, the start of it I was here. But it was over, Tim, before you knew it, and then I didn't hear anything out of Calgary. Like, what are the fans saying? Like, it's been so quiet.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, I think the big worry is what's going to happen contract-wise with some of the players that are in need of contract. And then I think the other part was I think people just didn't see Calgary get to their game, their identity, and that was one of the things. But the fans very proud of the year Calgary had and the turnaround, the more work and harder working team and more competitive team right through the lineup, not just the guys that do strap their boots on, but the star players working hard defensively. And, it was just a great season to be part of and watch. I watched a lot in the beginning. and just the TV games in the middle, and then I was at a lot of games in the end in the playoffs. So it was fun to be part of, especially as a former player. So I think, people are generally happy. I think they're on the upswing. I think Darryl and his coaching staff got the right culture they've created here, how to win games and how to be competitive. And it's going to be fun in the future.
Well, the reason I bring that up and why I appreciate having guys like you on my show so much is somebody I was speaking with the Avalanche said, don't forget our loss to Vegas last year where we blew a 3-1 lead. That's motivating us. And we forget that. Tampa had those losses right before they went on to win. When you won a Stanley Cup with the Flames, was it the Oilers' losses or what was it that broke your heart that made you get to the top of the mountain?
It was 86 against Montreal.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, okay. Losing in the final against Montreal. We had, Cliff had built the team and we put some pieces together and, it didn't really, we beat Edmonton in 86 to get to the final. We beat them and that's the Steve Smith goal. So that got us over the hump and a little bit of luck to get there. So it wasn't really expected. But once we were there, we really wanted to get back. And really, that's what drove us to get back. And I'll never forget going to Montreal, and they had the Stanley Cup luncheon, which they don't do anymore. And it was more of a pep rally for the Canadians going to Montreal. And they had this lunch, and they introduced us. It took them about 30 seconds to introduce the 20-some players that we had, and it took them about an hour to introduce all their players and all their accolades and Hall of Fame players that they're at the luncheon as well. So it was a little bit of a slap in the face to us. And then next time we went back, and especially to play Montreal, and to win in Montreal was perfect.
I'm just hanging on. I wasn't ready for your story to end. Why did they stop doing that luncheon? That sounds amazing.
I'm not sure. I know when we were in the finals with Vancouver and Rangers, I was asking Steve Tambellini and George McPhee, who were working with the Canucks at the time, I said, are they having a Stanley Cup luncheon? And I told them my experience from 86. They said, no, Hunts, we don't have it anymore. I said, oh, perfect. I don't have to worry about that. BS that we went through. I said, it was really embarrassing.
That's Montreal, though.
Yeah. They thought their, didn't stink, right?
Do you still hate Montreal or?
Well, it's not hate. It's just, and I see a lot of people don't like champions. Like people don't like the Yankees because, well, they're only just great, or New England Patriots with Tom Brady because all they do is win, and they find a way to win. So what's wrong with that?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, our dear friend Clark Gillies, who you know well, went to his grave with hatred for the Habs. How they changed the Stanley Cup 2-3-2, 2-2-2-1 because of the Habs. I don't know if you probably remember that. You were in the league.
Right.
Clark's like, they changed the Stanley Cup format for Montreal. It was the Islanders' first cup, now that I think about it.
Well, they changed a lot of rules for the teams that were great.
Right.
And, like to try to make it even, like icing the puck on the power play. Well, Montreal is such a great power play. We got to change the rules because they're so great. You can allow the team to ice the puck. Before you couldn't do that.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying 11-11 Mountain, by the way. But Clark, I'm like, Clark, you got to get over this stuff. Trottier, same thing, didn't. But do you see with these rules? I'm actually glad you brought that up. Do things run the same now as they did then?
It's hard to say. The biggest difference then and now is there's 2 referees. There's 4 guys out there, and I think they're finally trying to communicate as a group, and some of the rules allow them to review the high stick things and some of the headshots, which they should, which we used to complain that, why don't you guys get together and talk about it? You're throwing a guy out. One guy's throwing somebody out, and did all 4 of you see it that way, or just the one guy? And that's been always the problem. There's a committee out there. Work as a committee, work as a group, as a team, and make the right call. That's all that athletes and coaches, managers want, is the right call to be made.
But it's not always made.
No.
Right. So that's my point with this is I think for sports fans, they enjoy the complaining about the officiating. But for you guys, I said you coached over 1,000 games in the NHL. Tim, jobs depend on it.
It sure does.
Yeah.
And the biggest problem is human error. There's so much going on. This game's so fast. For these guys to get it right is hard. So I think there should be a few more video reviews, a few more things reviewed. But at the same time, there's a happy medium between slowing the game down and making it the fastest game on earth, or keeping it the fastest game on earth. So what's the tipping point? What's right? What's wrong? But I think the refereeing from when I started to now has improved immensely. It is so much better.
But is that because of video replay, or the refs are just better?
Better referees, better coaching. They have referees that coach, you have referees working with TV stations now. You have referees working for teams, which I think is a great thing that, referees come in and they coach the video replay guys, what to look for to get it right. They have the system that not all viewers see, that the NHL teams have on their bench and in their video room, that shows all the cameras on the blue line, the overhead cameras, so that when they look at the replay, they can get it right, which didn't have 30 seconds.
Yeah, I get it. Well, you know what? I was at the Centennial Cup, and you'd have loved it, by the way, because you're a junior hockey guy too. You played it, but Dan McCourt was there just because. Like, he might be the head of officiating for Junior A, I'm not sure, but we had some really good talks, and I think I want your opinion on this. Sean Simpson, he's on TSN Radio Ottawa, but he used to be a goalie in the Capitals system. You would know Sean Simpson.
Yeah, he was a scout when I was with the Capitals.
He's now on the radio, and he said, what a great year for the NHL, and what a great year to be on ESPN. What a great first year on ESPN. Like, Tim, we're going into the summer going, we don't need a summit. We don't need to change rules. This league seems to be in great shape.
Oh, I think so. And you got some of the greatest players that have ever played are now analysts on TV. Wayne Gretzky, Mark Messier, Chris Chelios adds to, and then the flair that Hockey Night in Canada has with some great guys on there, Kelly Rudy and Bieksa, and so it's. I watch a little bit of both because of where I'm watching the games, and it's some of it can be improved, but I think it's great to have those people analyzing games.
Yeah, well, the thing is, we're not going into the summer going, we need to fix that. We need a summit. The talent's great. The draft's coming out. I just feel like hockey's in a great spot right now.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think you're seeing, with Tampa not winning, Colorado new champions. So now, where's the game going next? The game changes every 3 to 5 years, sometimes a little quicker. It might be changing a little quicker now with Colorado. Everyone's going to go, oh boy, speed. We need more speed, because it really looked like Colorado was much faster than Tampa. Tampa, guys like Perry, they're good from the tops of the circles down, but it's a 200-foot game, and he didn't look too good on the forecheck. So speed is important.
We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll get to your questions. You can fire them at us through the chat, or the text line's open. We'll put the number on the screen, 902-518-3033. We've got Stanley Cup champion Tim Hunter with us, and coached over 1,000 games in the NHL as well. And we're going to talk about Top Gun Maverick, because this guy is a licensed pilot, and he's been up in those snowbird jets, right?
Shooters, yeah.
Yeah. We'll talk about that and more. We're live from Grey Eagle Resort and Casino, where you're watching on the Game Plus television network, which is available all across Alberta and BC on Telus Optic Cable. We're also live streaming on YouTube and 24-hour sports radio at rodpeterson.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Peterson Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Peterson Show now.
Are you ready? It's finally time for your next adventure, and it starts at Capital Ford. Custom order the perfect new vehicle for you, or reserve one of the hundreds that's already built and on its way. Can't wait? Get into a pre-owned vehicle that's already on the lot and ready to rock. Plus, the American Export event is back and bigger than ever. We'll send your vehicle south, making you the most money for your trade. Guaranteed. Oh, and for a limited time, all name brand tires are employee priced. Only at Capital Ford Lincoln. Your adventure starts here.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. DDG, always delivering the best fan experience. Find us at ddgregina.com.
Lot of sun, smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpetersonshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpetersonshop.com.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep.
A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
All right, here we go. We are back live from the Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. And I haven't tweeted it yet. Clark, if you have a minute, would you mind throwing it up? Our poll question today for Capital Auto Mall is, will you attend a Canadian Elite Basketball League game this year? This is pro basketball. It's Canada's largest league. Got teams in Fraser Valley, Edmonton, Saskatoon, Scarborough, Montreal, Ottawa, Niagara, Guelph, Hamilton, Newfoundland. And tonight, Newfoundland's at the Saskatchewan Rattlers, 7:30 at the SaskTel Center. Be a good night to go. Right now, the majority say no, they won't go, and we're trying to change that. Tim Hunter's with us. And in the break, I'm just going to ask you, St. John, it's going to be Hamilton, OHL champs against the host St. John Sea Dogs. And I said to Tim, doesn't it look great? They're in St. John, so much fun, and we wish we were there. You've been there?
Yeah.
And you got a story.
We had training camp there one year, and it's their second lobster season during training camp in the fall. And we rented a van, 8-passenger van, and we went out in the country. They got directions to go to they call them lobster shacks, but it's a little restaurant, family-owned restaurant. And they had the lobster buffet, and there was a couple families in there eating with their kids, and all the you-can-eat lobster. So we went in, 8 guys, and the look on their faces when we walked in, it was pretty funny.
Big guys, huh?
By the end of the night, we had ate them out of lobster, and we emptied their ice cream machine. The guy was like, please don't come back.
All you can eat lobster and ice cream.
How about that?
Do you remember who you were with, roughly?
The guy that ate the most lobsters was Paul Baxter. I think they're just the small guys. I can't remember what they weighed. Not a pound. There's less than that. I think Paul had 8 lobsters, and I'm like, come on, 8 lobsters.
There's not a lot of meat in those, Tim.
No, there's not. But you got the whole thing. You have to crack it and everything. And they gave us the utensils. Poplinski, myself, Paul Baxter, some of the young guys. I'm not sure who the young guys were. I was probably one of the young guys, but it was a lot of fun.
You know, that's the thing for us Westerners, and we are carried out there on East Link cable in the Maritimes. Tell me if any of this is ringing a bell, folks. The last time I was in the Maritimes, I learned they pull like 300,000 tons of seafood out of that area every day. He would have replaced the lobster by noon the next day.
Oh, yeah. He wasn't hard done by because we ate all his lobster. He was going to get more for the next day.
But for us out here, that's a lot of lobster, right? If the keg, that would break you.
It would break you, but it's fun. You know, it's a great part of our country, and it was really fun to be able to go and see it.
Exactly.
See it like that. Fun. The great people there too.
Oleg in Winnipeg wants to know who you think is the toughest player that you ever played against. He's guessing Bob Probert.
No, it's Nick Vitillo.
Really?
Yeah. Have I not told you this?
Nope.
Well, so I'm in 83, first time in the Madison Square Gardens. I fought Don Maloney in the first period, and I beat him up pretty good. And I don't know why he wanted to fight me, because he's not really a fighter. So I'm thinking at some point after that, Nick Vitillo's coming over the board. And I'm going to not make it out of Manhattan alive, because he's super tough.
Yeah.
Golden Glove. So anyways, we take the lead 4 or 5-2 late in the game. There's maybe a minute left in the game. Bob Johnson's the coach. Herb Brooks is the coach of the Rangers. He throws me out the center faceoff after we score. So over the boards comes Nick Vitillo, and I'm going, oh, man, I am not going to make it out of Manhattan alive. So we line up the faceoff, and Nick Vitillo spears me right inside my leg.
The perfect spot.
Really tender flesh area. And I thought, I'll just go down and and then they'll have to carry me off. And I'll be fine. I won't have to fight him. But I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. So I get up, and he gives me the come here with the fingers. He dropped his gloves. He got no helmet on. So I'm like, I was dumb and young. I'm thinking, well, I got to get this over with. So I take a step towards him, and he reaches out and grabs me, and he's pulling and punching at the same time. And I duck, and he hit me right on top of the helmet. Right on top of the helmet, and boom, helmet explodes. Still haven't found it. So we just kind of spun into the ground. I really didn't have much of a fight. I'm going to thank God for that, because that punch, if he had hit me in the face. So why he's the toughest guy I ever fought, not that situation, but years later, he came to Calgary. I think it was in 86 or 87, come to Calgary. And we're playing in Vancouver, and Joel Otto, Nick Vitillo on the left, and me on the right wing, playing Vancouver. And another guy that played in Calgary at one time, Craig Cox, really tough, big guy. But Cox, he's kind of he's a California kid, and we call him Scooby-Doo. He's like surfer dude. Hey, Hunts, you want to go? And I'm like, sure. Okay, no problem, Cox. So drop the gloves, and this big hand comes in, and it's Nick Vitillo. He hadn't fought. He wanted to show us that he could fight and protect. So he goes, no, Hunts, I'll take care of this. So he stands in there, and they're square off, and Nick just hits him with a right. Coxie didn't even move, hit him right in the left orbital bone, crushed his orbital bone, caved his face in, and it was like a sledgehammer hitting a side of beef, the sound. Because I was standing right there, and I just went, oh my. The first thing that came to my mind was, if he had hit me in the face in 83 with that punch, I would look like that. But Coxie shook it off, and he stands back up, and he goes, whoa, dude, that's a punch. And he fought him. I could not believe it. This guy was rock hard, tough. And Nick, so they had a fight, but all I could think about was that punch. I fought Probert a couple times, and I'm still alive. He was hard to fight, yes. So he was one of them. I hit him probably the hardest I'd ever hit anyone, and this is early in my career too, in the early 80s, and he didn't go down. He didn't even flinch. He just kept swinging. I was like, oh boy.
Well, I'm at a point with hockey now that I don't cry that it's over. I'm just smile that it happened. And, you know that I do a lot of these banquets. And Stu Grimson, you would have been there the night probably that he fought Dave Brown. And Dave Brown did the exact same thing to Stu. And Stu said he went to touch his cheek and it wasn't there.
Yeah, I was in that game.
Yeah. But Stu's no worse for wear. He says the reconstructive surgeon did a magnificent job.
Well, a very proud that Stu kept on going, and we had a long career as a tough guy and was very, very tough. And after that, because a lot of guys, that's a scary moment. I was in the same game that Dave Brown did the exact same thing to Jim Kite. Broke his orbital bone. And to this, I told both of them, do not trade rights with Brown's left because he's going to hurt you. And, they both got hurt. And because I always tried to fight Dave Brown left to left, and I'd grab his left. So I wasn't getting pounded with that piston coming at you because he didn't miss. He was very tough, Dave Brown. Like that. He never, on any given day, there was,
his name never comes up as one of the heavyweights.
And he was like, he's got to be one of the top 2 or 3, like Tim, Probert, Nick, very tough. There's some tough dudes out there. I just met Steve McIntyre beginning of April, and I looked at this guy and went, thank God you were not in the league when I played, because he played for the Oilers. What a massive man.
Yeah. Where'd you meet him at?
We did an event in Whitecourt, Heroes hockey game, and played in a game. And he's such a big human being. But what a sweet guy. Very nice guy. He ranches in Saskatchewan. Took over his dad's ranch. But a nice guy.
Yeah, isn't that something? Well, and it's funny, by the way, that the reason I bring up Dave Brown and how he doesn't get his due is I've never met him. I've heard he's not physically that imposing. Like he's tall and gangly.
He's not unlike me. He's like 6'2", 6'3", a couple hundred pounds. Like he's not like this. Like Dave Semenko was very imposing. He was a 6'4". He's a big man, and I was like, wow. But Dave wasn't a great fighter. Dave was vicious. Not many guys wanted to fight Dave because Dave, whatever it took.
Brown or Semenko?
Semenko.
Yeah.
Dave Semenko. And not many guys wanted to fight Dave Brown. I don't know how many fights Dave Brown had, but Dave Semenko only had like 60 because, I had 200. Everyone wanted to fight me. They thought they could beat me, but
and you had another thing coming, right? But I was at a Blades game a couple years ago, and might have been I think it was when you guys were playing him in the playoffs. And Daryl Lubanicki pulled me aside, and he says, I see. He was the GM of the Blades, and he said, I see you had Mike Babcock on your show. He goes, he's not as tough as his bark's worse than his bite. And he brought up that Dave Brown beat up Mike Babcock in practice with the Blades in the early 80s. Boy. Can you imagine? The Babcock was mouthing off and Dave Brown just grabbed him, and that was the end of that. Ooh. But, we have a lot of American viewers, Tim, if I've told you, and they kind of think that the hockey began when their team showed up in Tampa or in Florida, right? This stuff that you're talking about is land before time to them.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure.
So Did you guys used to sit and compare notes? Obviously you did, on how to fight this guy or that guy. What was it like on a game day if you were going in to play a Probert or a Dave Brown, for
instance?
When
I was starting, the older guys knew that, I was going to maybe have a fight or two. And they would say, like, well, my first game I played against the Flyers, and Phil Russell and those guys, who said, hey, Cochran's very tough. And he stands back, and then he comes over the top a few times. Then he comes way underneath because he gets guys pulled forward, and he kind of like an uppercut. So be aware of that. And boy, was I ever. And I watched the fight just a while ago. Somebody sent it to me, and I'm like, I lean back, and that big arm comes flying up. It just missed me. So I listened to him. But after that, it was more just watching some tape and, and if you had a younger guy like Ron Stern I played with, Sandy McCarthy, Craig Berube, guys that, were tough guys here in Calgary that I would tell them, hey, so-and-so does this, does that. But I kind of found my own way on my own, but with some help from the older guys. Played Boston the next game, my second game in the NHL, and Wayne Cashman was on that team. Guys, and Terry Riley. And guys said, Terry Riley's got a bad shoulder. Probably, stay away from him. Don't bother with him. And and Cashman will just spear you with his stick. So get ready if you have a moment with Cashman. Well, here's a story about Wayne Cashman. Facing off against Wayne Cashman, my second NHL game, I stand there. He's right wing, and I was playing left wing, and he stepped on my stick and broke my stick. And he says, "What are you going to do now?" I said, "I'm going to go get another stick," because he didn't know that all the guys told me that he's a nut bar and he'd probably spear me as opposed to fight me. So I just went and got another stick, and I just left him alone. And years later, I played. He was a coach in San Jose, and I played for him, and he laughed. He said, "You remember that time I stepped on your stick?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Geez, that was not very nice of you, Wade." He laughed. He says, "I knew it." He says, "I knew you weren't going to fight me because you had some respect for me." I said, "No, I was afraid of you. You're going to spear me."
Who is, Oleg says, "I think there should be a separate wing in the Hall of Fame for policemen, and we can call them heavyweights or something." That would be a wonderful wing, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Tiger Williams, he'd be right in there.
I asked Tiger when he was on the show, not surprising to you that he was on, who was the toughest guy to come out of Saskatchewan, and he said Gordy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like nobody would want to fight Gordie Howe. Nobody thinks about that, but
yeah. Oh, and Gordie was so strong and so he was vicious when he got mad. Like, don't cross Gordie Howe. I never played against him, but I saw a lot of games and a lot of footage and a lot of tape of some guys getting the wrath of Gordie.
You heard this, and you heard the stories, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me have Jeff Kabilas in Winnipeg says, "Love these stories from Tim." As do I. And I promised that we would talk about Top Gun. Would you mind staying for one more segment?
Sure.
Tim Hunter with us, talking hockey today in Calgary in the middle of summer. What could be better? We'll be right back. You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus Television Network, YouTube Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpeterson.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Peterson Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Peterson Show now.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop staffed by PGA of Canada professionals is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Are you ready? It's finally time for your next adventure, and it starts at Capital Ford. Custom order the perfect new vehicle for you, or reserve one of the hundreds that's already built and on its way. Can't wait? Get into a pre-owned vehicle that's already on the lot and ready to rock. Plus, the American Export event is back and bigger than ever. We'll send your vehicle south, making you the most money for your trade. Guaranteed. Oh, and for a limited time, all name brand tires are employee priced. Only at Capital Ford Lincoln. Your adventure starts here.
Hey Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpetersonshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpetersonshop.com.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming, the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Are you ready? It's finally time for your next adventure, and it starts at Capital GMC. Custom order the perfect new vehicle for you, or reserve one of the hundreds that's already built and on its way. Can't wait? Get into a GM-certified pre-owned vehicle that's on our lot and ready to rock. Plus, the American Export event is back and bigger than ever. We'll send your vehicle south, making you the most money for your trade. Guaranteed. Oh, and for a limited time, all name brand tires are employee priced. Only at Capital GMC. Your adventure starts here.
Calgary, Alberta, here they come. Welcome your Bull Riders!
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
We're live from Great Eagle Event Center, and I appreciate all the comments. Mostly, I appreciate Tim Hunter staying with us here in hour 2 of the program today. You're watching on Game Plus Television. Bernie Nichols said it yesterday on the air here. He said, as my mom always said, it's the worst day of hockey when the hockey's over. Worst day of the year. But with these stories, we keep it rolling. Wayne in Victoria, BC says, yes, I'm loving this extended segment with Tim Hunter. I think we all are. But I promised I would ask you about Top Gun, Maverick, the movie. 30 years in between those two movies. Tim, you went to it, and you're a fly boy. So what did you think? Was it realistic?
I thought it was fantastic. And I sat in those seats that vibrate and move. So you're like moving around with the G-force of the planes, and you're feeling the rumble. And it was really cool. And, I mentioned earlier, I was very fortunate to be in Moose Jaw, and 15 Wing is just south of Moose Jaw, and we had a great relationship with the Snowbirds as a bit of a team builder with our hockey group and our kids to take them out and show them how they go through their flight review before and then their review after, and how everyone's accountable, and you check your ego at the door because, they're flying sometimes 4 to 5 feet apart, and you make a mistake, it's someone's life. So it was really great for our kids to see that. And then we're very fortunate to have a number of kids go up each year, up to 6 they would let us bring up with them. And I don't think we ever had 6, but we had 4 or 5. So every year we'd have the 20-year-old guys go, and then a Saskatchewan boy go up just as kind of a local flair for them, and chance in a lifetime. And Alan Miller, the manager, he went up. He had to lose a little weight. He did a great job. He went up. We had our trainer, Brooke Kostovsky, go up. I went up. And what a thrill to go up in one of those Tudor jets. You're talking technology. They're from the 60s. You go in the shop where they do the jet engine repairs, and it is meticulous. Those things you could eat off a jet engine. It's just so meticulously maintained. And to go on that ride was a thrill of a lifetime. And I'm a pilot flying, single engine, but to go in a jet and feel the G-force, wow.
So I asked Tim, being a pilot, if this was realistic, the movie, and you couldn't fake it. I mean, you wouldn't, you know what I mean? Clearly it is.
No, the G-forces and that, just in a Tudor, and you're not going what the speed those guys are going, those F-16s and F-18s. It's amazing. And, that's older technology. They have the F-35 now, and I was hoping they would have those in the movie, but no, they have F-18s, and they're a cool machine, and they're started in the 80s and 90s, but they still put on a pretty good show.
We're going to get a lot more into the movie scene. Trust me, Landmark Cinemas, we just renewed our deal with them. They're one of our great partners. I should ring the bell. Landmark Cinemas all across the country, and we're going to be asking our viewers what their favorite movie is. But I'm starting to think that maybe Top Gun's yours. Am I right on that?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I don't go to a lot of movies, but when there's a good one, I'm on it.
That was one that you're not going to miss. But I said to Tim, you got to see the movie, folks. When they go down, shoot the target, and then straight up, they can do that, eh?
Oh,
they're just reefing on that stick.
That's an amazing, it's cool. And anyone ever wanted to be a pilot, go and watch the movie, and you'll know the joys of when you are in a plane, just flying. Like when you're in a plane and you're by yourself for the first time, it is so cool because you feel like, well, this is what birds feel when they fly. Mm-hmm. They're all alone up there just soaring around. I'll never forget my first solo flight. It was the neatest thing in the world. It was everything I wanted in flying. That's why I took my pilot's license. But the biggest part was I just was looking for something to stimulate me at 35, 37 years old to kind of, his hockey career was over. I just wanted something else to kind of do to have some fun with, and it was great.
And that was in Washington.
It was in Washington.
Yeah. Oleg in Winnipeg, sticking with us. He says, I give Top Gun Maverick 9 out of 10 hot dogs. No, it was absolutely. I guess you can't give 10 out of 10, right? That's pretty hard to achieve, but very good show. A couple things before I let you go. Tim, Calgary Stampede, I've never been. And everybody says, how could it be your first? And it doesn't matter. It is. You can feel the vibe in the city, right? It's coming.
It's starting already.
Yeah.
And I see Cody Snyder out here. He's got his bull busting here before
right here.
the Stampede, so really cool. He's a great guy and be a great show to go to. I didn't realize it was right here beside us, so I'm gonna try to get to it. And I was asked by the Flames to ride a horse in the parade, and I can't.
You're better.
I can't because I'm going to the Moose Jaw Warriors golf tournament, which is on Friday the 8th. So I'm going to miss that because Kevin Costner's riding a horse in the parade. So it would have been fun to be on horseback in the parade because that's pretty cool. I've been before in the parade on horseback, but the Stampede is, Calgary, friendly city, people during the Stampede breakfasts. You got to go to a couple of those, and just the vibe of the city is just so, and everyone comes from all over the world to come to the Stampede. It's it just really is a cool experience.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm seeing signs up everywhere for people's pancake breakfasts and so forth. And Kevin Costner will be the parade marshal, and that's exciting. So very blessed to be here. And by the way, we'll get you some tickets to Cody Snyder's Bull Busted. Next week, we're going to be doing the show from out in the arena.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
Right.
Awesome.
So I hope the Bulls haven't showed up by then, but we'll see. And I can't let you get out of here without a comment on the Flames and what happened and where they're going.
Well, exciting. And that's, the word in the street. People were looking for, and I think Daryl, I keep referring to what Daryl Sutter says, but it's so true, is they want hard work and honesty. And when you could see that through your lineup, not just the guys that strap their boots on that do all the heavy lifting, forechecking, back checking, and hitting and playing the hard defensive hockey, when you have everyone doing it, and that's what they had. And that's the culture that they've created here with the coaching staff and management here with the Flames, is getting everyone playing the same way. And that's the shameful part of the finish, is they didn't quite get to their identity during the Oilers series. And that's what I was hoping would happen. And if they did, I thought they would have beaten the Oilers, because a team should always win and not just a couple players. And that's what Edmonton had, was a couple players. And I really felt that the Flames didn't get there. But the future, I'm excited because they've created that culture. They're going to keep building on that culture. Fit, fast, hardworking, honest team, and that's all the fans really want.
That's the thing. You can look at it two ways. You can be down over this loss, and for good reason, everybody was. But they're going to be good, it looks like, for a long time. But will they get Tkachuk and Johnny signed?
Yeah, that's what, obviously people are wondering about that. And, it's, those things are out of fans' hands. It's all about, the future and, cap and where everything lies going forward, and all these young prospects that the Flames do have in Stockton, because, they had a great year. They won the West. They lost to a good team in the final, but, future looks bright. Great goalie and Wolf, and some of these young kids got one or two, I think, playing in the Memorial Cup, which is exciting for the Flames as well.
Mm-hmm. Dustin from Tustin, I call him Tustin, California. All right, Tim, this has been excellent, as it always is. Thanks. Enjoy the summer, and hopefully we'll do it again here before long.
You bet, Rod. Thanks for having me on.
Tim Hunter, Stanley Cup champion, longtime coach. We'll be back with a Taco Time viewer takeover on this Taco Tuesday. We'll see if the Moose is around. You're watching on Game Plus TV, YouTube live streaming, and you can always catch the podcast wherever the best podcasts are found, including Apple, Stitcher, Amazon, Google, and Spotify.
Have you subscribed to The Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Is it time to take your event online? Bring it to IKS Live. We've got a fully customized virtual event platform with remote guest support for your next fundraiser, talk show, conference, performance, and more. IKS Live offers live streaming to Facebook Live and YouTube and pre-recorded capabilities, both in our studio with green screen available and on location with pre-production and post-production services. Visit us at ikslive.ca.
11 throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep.
A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. DDG. Always delivering the best fan experience. Find us at ddgregina.com.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.
Are you ready? It's finally time for your next adventure, and it starts at Capital Ford. Custom order the perfect new vehicle for you, or reserve one of the hundreds that's already built and on its way. Can't wait? Get into a pre-owned vehicle that's already on the lot and ready to rock. Plus, the American Export event is back and bigger than ever. We'll send your vehicle south, making you the most money for your trade. Guaranteed. Oh, and for a limited time, all name brand tires are employee priced. Only at Capital Ford Lincoln. Your adventure starts here.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
And the Moose is jogging into location here. There's a look at another beautiful day here in the foothills. Voted the world's third best city. Can you believe it? Calgary, Alberta, behind Vienna, Austria, and Copenhagen, Denmark. And before we get the Moose all ready to go, I'm reading this straight from the sports update from the Canadian Press Wire. Demand for Colorado Avalanche gear following the team's thrilling Stanley Cup victory is mile high, especially with the NHL's newest champion preparing for a Thursday morning victory parade through downtown Denver to Civic Center Park. Avalanche, of course, dethroned the two-time defending champion Tampa Bay Lightning 2-1 Sunday in Game 6 at Amalie Arena. I'm not done on that. I want Moose's take on that. But first, the TD station in St. John, New Brunswick will become a doghouse for the Memorial Cup final on Wednesday night. Hosts St. John Sea Dogs face the OHL champion Hamilton Bulldogs. In the championship game, the Bulldogs, with a goal from Jan My Jack at 10:08 of overtime. That's the Habs prospect that we didn't know who he was before this tournament. Defeated the Shawinigan Cataract 4-3 in Monday's semifinal to set the stage for a howl of a final. Who's writing this? This guy actually wrote this, or gal. Blue Jays combined superb pitching and power hitting Monday night to snap the Boston Red Sox 7-game win streak with a 7-2 win at Rogers Center. The 3-game series with Boston continues tonight. Righty Ross Stripling scheduled to pitch for the Blue Jays. The Red Sox counting with Michael Waka. The sports update for dubnetwork.ca and for Ben Cahoon's G2G protein bars. If we can move the Moose in, and oh boy, did they love the chat with Tim Hunter. Did you guys exchange pleasantries on the way?
Of course.
Yeah.
We're tight again.
Pull that mic in. I know you're new around a microphone, son.
I don't got any headphones in.
You don't have any headphones either, yeah. Why not? Did he take them?
No, I just didn't switch them up. But
okay. I think it's awesome that you guys had your rivalry and now it's over and you're friends again. That's the way it's supposed to work.
It's the way it's supposed to work.
Yeah.
Right?
It's so rare, though.
I know, but that's how you know that good people.
Good people. Yeah, exactly. And it's funny. I still don't really know what the word is or why, but Tim Hunter told producer Clark that if you ever need any pie filler, I'm good to come on the show. And here he is today. I feel like we could do this almost every day with Tim. Oleg in Winnipeg says, wow, I'm awestruck. What an interview. 10 out of 10 old school Warriors are the best interviews. Always. Randy from Winnipeg. Yes, great stories and guests on the RP show. Trent in Norway. Norway here. The Avalanche were quicker than Tampa, like the Canadians of the 70s. The Blue Jays need stable pitching to catch the Yankees, and the Riders need discipline and protection for Fajardo this weekend. My question to you was about the Stanley Cup, Colorado winning it, and I think it's cool. We got friends with the team, obviously. We talked about Wade Klippenstein the other day. I don't know if you've seen his Facebook posts. I don't know where the Avs had their party, but Clipper had the Stanley Cup with all the scouts around him. It just feels good. But boy, is Tampa getting trashed. Are you hearing this? Just a bunch of whiners and...
Well, yeah, but... that happens to everybody at some point. They're going to be villainized. They never were. So, you always felt really good about Tampa winning the Cup because they just battled and they've got such a great respect. But what happened in, the late stages of that series is that after every goal, there was massive delay, and they delayed while they looked at every angle on the replay and try and find some reason why they could challenge, why it could be overturned. People are starting to turn on Pat Maroon and Corey Perry and all these guys for, complaining and whining and getting a little bit physical. But I think, Colorado didn't do a lot of that. They were a little more likable towards the end. But no, this isn't an unlikable team in Tampa. They'll be back.
Right.
They're going to be good again next year. So is Colorado. But, I've often thought that this is one of the more likable champions, one of the more likable dynasties.
Or Tampa.
No, Tampa. It starts with their coach, John Cooper. How do you not like that?
Well, that's the thing, and I don't know where or why people are bringing up John Cooper to Detroit. Is there a connection with Stevie Y? I have no idea. I mean, I'm around hockey people all the time, and I don't hear them talking about it, but people are writing into this show. Maybe it'll happen, but I'm just not going to waste my time following that. Mm-hmm. News here from 3 Down with the television ratings. If we wind this up on the Canadian Football League, because after all it is Canada and after all it is summer. Here's the headline. Canadian quarterback Nathan Rourke edges out Riders for most watched CFL game in Week 3 on TSN. And I'm sitting here wondering about this narrative that everybody's getting behind. And believe me, I have nothing against Nathan Rourke. We've had him on this show. I love the story. I love everything about it. But to say he's going to the NFL and the NFL's paying attention, I just don't think people understand that they were paying attention anyways. But I can see now, Darren, why 3 Down's getting behind it and TSN's getting behind it and everybody's getting behind it. And the public gets behind this stuff. See what I'm saying? And maybe it's time for a new King of the Hill. And it's not Saskatchewan, the most watched team every week, and they're winning all the polls. We're all going to be watching this week with what's BC got? Ottawa, right? Didn't you say you had BC to win, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I picked Ottawa. But now we both got to watch to find out.
We got to watch. I'm into it. And I think, the NFL interest comes because Nathan Rourke came through that American college system, right? And was on scouts' radar, and we wondered where he would go in the draft and if he's going to be able to get a shot at making the National Football League, and it just didn't happen. So I think the NFL is watching it closely because he was a fringe guy. And anybody who goes undrafted or doesn't make it to a camp or get on a roster in year one, if they can be playing pro ball, that's what the NFL teams want, because then they can watch them further and continue to evaluate. So they're watching, but they're watching every game. That's what's so great about the ESPN deal. So they're watching every game, every player. But he's one of the guys probably that would be on a short list of, really interested just to see how he can adapt to the pro game.
It's the best story in the CFL 3 weeks in.
Yeah.
And that's what we love about sports. You can't predict this stuff. You never know how it's going to go. But I'll end the show with how I started it and say, it's a way to bring it up again. But the fact that my dad worked 26 years in the NHL as a scout and 10 in the Western League as a scout, I know that they're watching every game. This isn't, the NFL's watching Nathan Rourke. They were watching anyways. They're watching Nelson Lacombo. Where's the headline on that? So I get it. And there's other people say there's 43 other players on the BC Lions. Yeah, but they're not doing the things that Nathan Rourke's doing. So it's a fun story to watch and evolve. Christine, my cousin Chris in Medicine Hat, says, enjoy your day, folks. Last minute of play in the RP show. You too, Chris. Janelle in Saskatoon says, anybody is more likable than Corey Perry. That's the thing about society. And then not thing about Janelle, but I've seen the media. It was on Yahoo, top headline. Na-na-na-na-na-na. Corey Perry's lost 3 states, Stanley Cups. Why are we celebrating that? The guy leads with his face. He's balls out. He's won a Stanley Cup already.
To get to a Stanley Cup final is incredible and be a part of those teams. And he was key members of all 3 teams. Wasn't the MVP Corey Perry from the past, but I absolutely, it's such bad character to laugh at people when they're down.
Yeah. And that's not, Janelle's not doing that, but other people are in media outlets.
And that's different than not liking somebody. If you think Corey Perry's a bad guy and you don't like him, he's a villain, that's cool. We need them in hockey. And we need people to hate them. But don't celebrate that they've lost. That's a bad taste.
See you tomorrow. McFly, hello.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. How about that? Hoo-wah! Beautiful! Spicy! Bingo!